Hey folks, I got a new quiver for you today. I'm kind of excited about this, so I thought I'd share. This is the new Prime SherpaLite Quiver from Prime Archery. You can see how tight we've got this fitting to the bow, and it's kind of a really neat way of doing this. I want to kind of explain the best I can how this all works. So we'll start with this. This is a 4-piece quiver, and this is their 1-piece detachable quiver. And you've got 2 of these posts. This is the longer post. There's also a shorter post, which I have on this bow. Depending on how much room you have to maybe get clearance from your limbs or from your rest, something like that, where you need to adjust that in and out. So what this is a post, but it has a ball detent and a triangular shaped end. So if you look on the riser, and this is only on the 2025 Prime, so the RVX Plus and the Form will have these. And you can see there's kind of a triangular shaped section here, and there's one up top, which I'll show you here in a little bit, where this is mounting to. Inside of that triangle, we have kind of some recessed areas, and you're probably not going to be able to see it in the camera. All 3 sides of this triangle has a dip or a little recess where you can fit this ball detent, and then this part will unthread, allow that to push in. So I can snap that in, and then you just tighten this up. This threads down to the bottom and makes that tight to where this cannot push down any longer, and you've got a nice tight fit. So to remove this entire quiver, we're just going to take a couple turns out of this, and then we can remove the entire thing. You can see I've got another triangle section right here in the riser. This is the RVX Plus 32 that I've got. Like I said, it'll work on any of the 2025 primes, right-handed or left-handed. It's ambidextrous, which is kind of cool. 4 arrows, and I did test this with the 204. Let me grab one here real quick. The 204 arrow shaft. I've got, this is a gold tip kinetic chaos. So I haven't tested with the 166, but it does fit nice and snug. You've got a good retention there. There's no adjustability with these, but it's very lightweight. And you know, if a 204 fits, I would think, and I can test that as well. Got one right here. 246 is going to fit just as well. Yeah, no issues with that at all. Don't feel like I would lose my arrows, but this weighs hardly anything. I'm saying that. Let me get a scale and we'll weigh this. I'm going to spend more time looking away from the camera than I am looking at the camera here. I've got a postal scale, but let's just use this since it's here handy. Showing ½ pound. So we got 8 ounces. That's just rough, because if I had my postal scale here, I could weigh that, but there's not much to this. It's very lightweight. 4 arrows. It's got this little notch, which is kind of a neat deal. You notice it doesn't have a rope or anything like that if you take this off and you want to hang it up in a tree, but we've got a notch. So if I've got 2 arrows in here, that notch goes right between. I could have a small tree branch, and I could hang that up in my tree just like this. So I don't have that extra rope. Saves some weight, actually, and it's built right into the quiver hood, which makes sense. So if you do take it off, that would be kind of a neat option. There is foam in the hood, so we can see that. And the hood has kind of a unique shape. I think it's just trying to get as tight of a profile as we can with this. There is some adjustment right here, so we can loosen up these 2 screws. We can slide that quiver up and down on this post. It will actually pivot too, so if you wanted to, you could pivot that side to side to rotate it. And then it clamps down on this post that would go into your bow. Like I said, this one is a little bit longer. You can see that. Okay, so we've got a shorter one and a longer one, depending on how much clearance you needed. So you can loosen these up. You can slide it in or out on that post. And then you can also rotate it forward and backward if you need to find a better balance or find a better, you know, just a better location on your bow. But real easy. Just going to click in there, a couple of turns of this knob, and then my quiver is on here nice and snug. And you can see again how tight that fits up to the bow. I haven't checked this for clearance with the limb, so I may have to bring this down just a little bit. But it's a nice looking quiver. I said there's hardly any weight, so and as tight as I can get this to fit, I can get this inside the limbs if I needed to. I can move it down a little bit and get arrows in there, especially if you had a 34 or the form where you had a little bit more axle to axle space. Should be able to fit your arrows in there. But kind of a neat system. Like I said, a couple of twists here. It's going to pop right out. Give it one more of that detent that's in the riser. And then you've got two different lengths of posts. What I did to, I just basically, I made sure I didn't lose this ball, and I didn't have any trouble with that, but I unthreaded this all the way out, and then I was able to slide this part right over this post, put my threads back in and tighten it down, and that's what you've got. So nice, very high quality. I mean, it's just a nice quiver. This is an aluminum bracket here. It's all aluminum and carbon fiber rod with a pretty sturdy plastic hood. This comes in all different colors. So I'm kind of curious what other colors would look like. And then there's also a two-piece, which I do not currently have, but I'm very interested in. For those of you that don't take your quiver off of your bow, now I'm making this look difficult, aren't I? This should just pop right into here. There we go. Oh, I had it too tight. I gotta loosen that up. There we go. Yeah, I'm still learning on this too, but it fits very snug, very tight. And like I said, you can loosen this and slide this in and out as you wanted to. So if you wanted to use a longer post just so you had more adjustability, you could do that. But like I said, there's all different colors of hoods you can have to match your bow finish. And there's also a two-piece, which you would most likely leave permanent, where you'd have a hood up top and then your arrow gripper down here on the bottom if you're just leaving that quiver on your bow. So quick video, but I wanted to show you this. Is something I just came in the store, and it's a neat, really neat product. It is not inexpensive, but it is high quality. I think $199.95 is what they're listing this for. So if you're looking for a high quality quiver, this will only fit on the new primes, the 2025 primes, RBX Plus in the form. But you can kind of see the direction they're heading with that, and kind of cool. I'm kind of excited about this, so wanted to share that with you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.